Atlanta News First starts now.
Dealing with the fear after a horrific mass shooting, Barrow County schools back in session this morning with plenty of support for students.
But parents want to make sure tragedies like Apalachee High School never happen again. Lawmakers are meeting today with a new push to make schools safer in Georgia. Thanks so much for waking up with us this morning. There's a lot going on as you get your day started. It is Tuesday, September 10th. I'm Lana Harris.
And I'm Rick Fulbaum. And one of the things going on is the tropics.
Yes.
We're keeping our eye on that. A tropical storm moving its way towards the Gulf Coast and Louisiana. Let's check in on the tracking right now with our First Alert meteorologist, Courtney Jacobazzi. And this is going to eventually impact us too.
Right, yeah, we'll get some rain from this system, but it is going to make a land. We will let you know.
Thanks, Courtney. Classes resumed today for all Barrow County schools except for Apalachee High. This after police say a 14-year-old student shot and killed 4 people last week, 2 students and 2 teachers.
Right, so Atlanta News First, Asia Wilson is live in Barrow County. Asia, we've heard students say they're a bit nervous to go back and walk the halls of Apalachee High School. Do we have any idea when they're going to resume classes there?
Atlanta News First.
Right, Asia, thanks for that. Now, since the Apalachee High School shooting, at least 24 children in over a dozen Georgia counties have been arrested for making threats of violence against schools. That includes students from Fulton, DeKalb, Troup, Gwinnett, and Hall counties. In fact, in Hall County, 3 students have been arrested since Apalachee. The sheriff's office is now explaining how they determine which threats warrant an arrest as they investigate these.
A lot of times to carry out the threat.
Now, law enforcement across North Georgia has stressed that despite the difficulty in tracking down these threats, it is still critical to report suspicious posts or any activity right away. All threats will be taken seriously.
Well, after the shooting that left 4 people dead and 9 others injured, state Democratic lawmakers have renewed calls for stricter gun laws here in Georgia. GBI says the 14-year-old suspect used an AR-15 style semi-automatic rifle to open fire. And that's what they've been looking at ever since. Yeah, so
Sarah Hammond is live at the state capitol ahead of this morning's press conference. Sarah, what do we expect to hear today?
State Democratic leader for Atlanta News First.
All right, Sarah, thanks for that. And our coverage on the investigation into this shooting at Apalachee High School continues on the Atlanta News First app. In fact, if you'll text that number on your screen, 470-777-WANF, the words healing help, we will send you a link to all of our coverage. In the meantime, it is 5:37. And tonight is the night. Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump are just hours away from facing off in their first debate.
And this is a pivotal moment in the campaign for both candidates, as battleground state polls show that razor-thin margins separate the two. Jared Hill is in Philadelphia with what to expect at tonight's debate.
Jared Hill, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Now to tonight's rules for the debate. Only the moderator is allowed to ask questions.
Now here are some key election dates ahead for you. September 23rd is when sample ballots will become available. October 7th is the voter registration deadline. Do not miss that. October 25th is the absentee ballot deadline. And of course, November 5th is the big general election.
It's 8:39, and this morning the family of an American citizen saying it makes Hamas less concerned with negotiations.
Well, after what's already a historically long trial, people seem to be reaching their breaking points in this YSL RICO case.
Yeah, one of the state's witnesses verbally challenged an attorney, saying that she needs to speak to him like a grown man.
You can answer first, and I will let you explain.
I'm not scared of them or you.
Antonio Sledge, not mincing words Monday. The former head of security for Young Thug's YSL record label testified for a second day.
Are all of your answers to every question I asked from now on going to be, I don't recall?
Yes.
Well, Sledge's plea deal requires him to testify or face up to 35 years in prison. And honestly, this is how the trial has gone for quite some time now. A lot of do not recalls. So just a reminder for you, we are streaming this YSL testimony every day on ANF+. The trial is expected to continue this morning at 9 o'clock. In the meantime, it is 5:42 on this Tuesday morning. Let's send things over to First Alert meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi.
And you'll want in just a few minutes.
Also, an effort to bring music to the halls of Georgia schools, a nonprofit placing pianos and places where students can just sit down and play them.
And a heartbreaking 911 call has just been released. This morning, we have some new insight into the death of beloved Atlanta rapper Rich Homie Quan.
Atlanta News First starts now with breaking news.
Right now at noon, the chaotic aftermath of two violent events rocking Metro Atlanta. Separate episodes of gun violence at a popular Atlanta food court and aboard a commuter bus. And breaking right now, we're learning a witness Atlanta News First interviewed at the food court shooting is the suspect now accused of hijacking that Gwinnett County Transit bus.
I am both sad and I am angry. They hurt families, they hurt businesses, and they hurt our beloved communities.
We're live at noon with the victim's condition, the latest on the suspects, and how authorities are responding to keep you safe. Good afternoon, I'm Lana Harris, and breaking right now, a reported bomb threat investigation just wrapped up downtown. Crowds flooding the streets after being evacuated from 230 Peachtree Street. That is where we find Atlanta News First, Rachel Aragon.
Atlanta News First.
Very good news, Rachel. The community could certainly use it because we have new developments in that wild police chase during yesterday's evening commute involving a hijacked Gwinnett County transit bus. We've just learned the name of the passenger who was shot and killed on that bus right before it was hijacked. Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Schramm is live at the Fulton County Jail. Rebecca, our viewers watched the whole thing unfold on live television, and now we understand the suspect chose to skip his first court hearing. Rebecca, thanks. And breaking right now at noon, we've confirmed the bus hijacking suspect was also at the scene of that quadruple shooting yesterday at Peachtree Center downtown as a witness. As customers were leaving Peachtree Center after the shooting, our crew spoke with multiple witnesses, including this man, who we now know is Joseph Greer. We also now know he is currently in custody in the bus killing. Now, this interview was about 40 minutes before the Gwinnett Transit bus was hijacked several blocks away. In a conversation with our photojournalist, Greer claimed he had talked with the suspected Peachtree Center gunman moments before shots rang out in the food court.
Talking crazy, and then the cop talked to him and he ran. That's when the whole
Well, about 30 minutes after that conversation you just heard, the GBI says Greer was one of the passengers who got on the Gwinnett Transit bus. Our other developing story this noon, the man police say opened fire in a downtown Atlanta food court has a history of violence. This 34-year-old even spent time in prison, and now he's facing even more charges. Atlanta News First Don Shipman is live at Grady Memorial Hospital. Don, the hospital was quickly put on notice after that shooting that they needed to get ready to treat the incoming victims.
Atlanta News First.
Don, thanks. Well, a day after two shooting incidents in Atlanta today, Mayor Andre Dickens launched Operation Heatwave to highlight his summer safety plan across the metro. Atlanta News First reporter Patrick Quinn joins us live from police headquarters. And Patrick, despite the recent events, the mayor said violent crime in Atlanta has continually dropped, and he wants to keep it that way.
Atlanta News First.
Patrick, thanks. And hey, remember to download the free Atlanta News First breaking news app. When things like this happen where you are, you'll be the first to know. And we also have everything you need to know about the recent crimes spreading across Metro Atlanta and how officials are taking action to keep you and your family safe. All right, folks, 12:11 on this Wednesday, and get ready for the hottest days yet. We have two first alert days for this heat this weekend, so let's get the breakdown with Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez.
Yeah, it's going to be hot after this break.
Atlanta News First starts now with a First Alert Weather Day.
And right now at noon, Metro Atlanta under a tornado watch on this First Alert Weather Day. The worst of the system is over us right now. Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Rick Fulbaugh.
And I'm Lana Harris. We are in the thick of a line of storms, and families are feeling the impacts. We have the First Alert Weather Team coverage to get you through this second wave of storms. And breaking news at noon, some of those impacts being felt at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. The FAA has just issued a full ground stop because of these storms. Let's get straight to First Alert Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez.
And things looking those roads, but more First Alert weather and traffic to come.
All right, Rod, thanks for that. Now, Atlanta News First reporter Yasmina Alston continues our First Alert team coverage. She joins us in Vine City, where the rain is coming down on you, isn't it, Yasmina?
Atlanta News First.
Thanks, Yasmina. Well, the severe weather. Our First Alert team coverage continues with First Alert News reporter Adam Murphy in Ellijay.
Adam Murphy. Atlanta News First.
Unbelievable that nobody was hurt. Thank goodness. Adam, thank you for that report. Now, severe weather is going to continue to impact our state throughout the day. Right now, there are 299 active outages for Georgia Power customers. More than 12,000 people are impacted as we speak. So Georgia Power is updating its outages every 10 minutes. We can track when your power will be restored, so we have a link for you on our website at AtlantaNewsFirst.com.
And the best way to know the conditions in your area, you can have it right in your pocket. Breaking right now at noon. The suspected shooter in a Gwinnett County murder-suicide has been identified. And 9-year-old Carlos Rodriguez were found shot to death inside a car in a park in Tucker.
Very tough story to talk about on the news. But right now, police are also investigating after a firefighter was shot overnight while on duty at a Union City fire station.
Atlanta News First, Rebecca Schramm reporting from Grady Memorial Hospital, where that firefighter is being treated.
Atlanta News First.
All right, Rebecca, thanks for that. Well, today's First Alert Weather Day brings heavy rain all across Metro Atlanta. So let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez.
It is a first right after the spring.